Hello YouTube, this is Harley here, and I believe this is part 5 of how to solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Alright, so I can go and tell you this is going to be the hardest part. Well, besides the cross is difficult, but now that you know how to do stuff, my method to show you how to do this is pretty kind of confusing. You have 4 different parodies, or not parodies, just kind of after you get done with the wedge piece, after you're done with this wedge, or after you get done with the cross, the yellow cross, you'll have kind of just different types of the way the cube's gonna look. And here's some pictures. You'll either have like the cross completely done, which is okay. I call it the cross. This I call it the arrow. I don't really know why, but it's like an arrow. So you'll have that, or you'll have the finger because it's like somebody flipping you off. But these two are really hard. They're not the greatest things to get. You either want the cross or you want, the best of all is the fish. Well, it's not the best, but the fish is good. As you can tell, this is like a fish head and two whatever fins. And so that's the best, or the second best. The best is having the whole thing done, which is very, very rarely. I don't think I've ever had that happen. The cool thing about all this, though, is you only need to know one move. Now, for the finger, basically the move you need is going to be R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. That's the move. Okay, now I have an arrow. That's an orange. Now I have an arrow. Okay, so if I have an arrow, I want this to be empty and I want this to be empty. And if you have the finger, if I had the finger like earlier, like what it was, I want the finger to be pointing to the right. Okay, so now that I have an arrow, I want this to be empty, which should be fine, and you do the move again. Same move that I just explained. And now the finger is pointing to the left, okay? That's fine, leave it. Do it again. Now you have the fish. That's what you want. Now when you have the fish, you want the fish to swim in the bottom left corner. So the fish is swimming in the bottom left corner. Now you do the move again. Now the fish is swimming up top. Turn the cube around, make the fish swim in the bottom left corner. Now you do the move again. And now you have the whole yellow side done. And so that's how you do it on that situation. It gets a little complicated, like especially like this. You start with an arrow, and you want these two to be empty, so do the algorithm. Okay, now you have a finger. So you want the finger pointing right, do the algorithm. And now you have an arrow again. So when this happens a lot, and you will go back and forth, it's kind of a flaw in the way I do it. But what the best thing to do is try to find two pieces that are lined up that are adjacent, like that are here's an orange and here's a green. Those are adjacent to each other, and you want those two pieces to be on the same path. I bet these two are switched. Yeah, they are. So what you want to do is you want to take these two pieces and put them to your right and to your back, and now you want to try to do the move again until you get something you can work with. Now we go to the cross. Now line every square up. Now if you notice, all the squares are lined up, so that's good. Just do the move again. It's going to switch two squares, and so you come back to it. It's a pain, but just you have to keep working with it until you get something to work with. Okay, so now we have a finger. Let's try to get the finger to point. You can either leave the finger like this and turn it twice, or you can just turn the cube completely around twice. It doesn't matter. So, alright, see, that didn't work because I turned the finger twice. It didn't work. The finger has to be positioned in a certain way for this method to work. And it's tricky. There's easier ways to solve the cube. Whenever I come across this, I'll do it a different method. But you have to keep working with it. See, the finger's pointing down. What I like to do is just move the cube to where I want it and try it again. The reason I'm doing this, see, the finger's pointing down again. That means it did not work. So maybe if I go to the third stage and point the finger to the left. The reason I'm doing this is because the next two steps are really simple. But if I do it the other method, it's really complicated. Fish, thank you. That's what you want. So now you have fish, swim the bottom left corner, and do the move, turn the cube around, do it again. When you get a fish, it's amazing. That means you're 2 moves from having the side done. So it's tricky. If you have any comments or questions, put them in the comment section. I will definitely help you out as much as possible, but you just have to play with the cube and try to get that fish or something. And most of the time when you have a finger, you can just do it. And when you have a finger and you do the move once and you know you're doing it right, if you have a finger and you do the move once, you'll go into an arrow, and then you do it again, you'll go to a finger flipped this away. Okay, so when you have a finger flip that away, then you do it again, you'll get the fish. Okay, so it takes 3 times from the finger position here. The only problem is I just think like you don't know either if the finger is positioned here or if the finger is positioned here. See what I'm saying? So you just have to play with it, but it will work. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next 2 parts.